bigger pay-per-view if you wait later. His name is not that big, but, I don't...
They ditched. The premier boxing champions have finally announced a fight that fans and insiders alike have been clamoring for. World Boxing Council interim light heavyweight champion David Benavidez will face World Boxing Association regular light heavyweight champion David Morrel on February 1st at the T-Mobile Arena. It has been nearly 2 years. What is the strategy to defeat David Benavidez? How would you do it? Will you box? You don't have to give up the entire strategy, but what are some of the key players? Trainer Robert Garcia has called the David Benavidez versus David Morrel fight one of the best to watch next year. So after you say to 5 the row, the long-awaited bout has rekindled interest in PBC during a difficult financial time. Thus, I'm rather certain that this will occur, even if Robert of Benavidez and Canelo doesn't. Bennett's, Morrel 27 and 26 years old. According to reports, Morrel has agreed to fight in January, and the winner will likely have a chance to challenge Bev for the undisputed championships. The bout has already been announced. Like we were waiting for Bivol versus Beer BV, Garcia is already anticipating what he considers to be one of the best fights of the day, one that the boxing world will be anticipating. In an interview with Fight Hub TV, Garcia stated, "I believe another will be as good or even better than Bennett's. Morrel, how is that fight going? You must be sick to realize that they are the fights that must take place. The world wants to see fights like that, man." 4 months ago, Arizona's Benavidez made his debut at 175 pounds against Alexander Gazik of Ukraine, winning by decision after 12 rounds and gaining the WBC interim light heavyweight title. In the process, Benavidez had to move up in weight after Canelo Alvarez decided to defend his Unified International Boxing Federation, World Boxing Council, and World Boxing Organization titles against him last May. However, if he can defeat Cuba's Morrel, he could get a chance at our Bader BF's undisputed light heavyweight title. Garcia anticipates an intense battle between the two young fighters because they don't truly know him. I've got experience, and I have to go with Ben's, but I'm really looking forward to that one. Whatever happens, I think it will be exciting. It will be an insta fight, a war, and a fight that will have everyone yelling and jumping up and down because there will be a lot of action. Benov's recent move up to 175 pounds and victory over Alexander Gazik in June to win the WBC interim light heavyweight title put him squarely in line for a shot against Bader. Top trainer Robert Garcia has now shared his thoughts on the possible matchup with 210 Boxing TV, saying that he believes both Benavidez and Morrel could dethrone Bader BF. I can't predict which of them will win because it's going to be a better fight than what we've just witnessed, even though we've seen a good fight, but it was more of a yen that coming move up to a division, where they're chasing the big fights, and now they're fighting each other. That's going to be a sick fight, badass man. Bivol adhered to his strategy. Although Bader B has continued to apply pressure, the most of the punches didn't seem particularly strong. I can imagine Morrel or Benavidez competing and possibly defeating both of them because they are both more authentic. All 4 of those guys are in a strong position to battle each other before a potential beater. Therefore, it's difficult to choose a winner because all of them will fight hard against either of those individuals. Bev versus Benavidez could happen May 1st. BBV and Bivol must rematch, and BVB's promoter Bob Arum has spoken out about how things went in the undisputed fight. It's still a good fight that I would like to watch because, as you know, 2024 hasn't been a great year for PBC because the promotional company has only been able to put on 4 pay-per-view events and is reportedly in debt of $900 million, so this fight could not have come at a better time. It promises to be a showstopper, and the addition of an exciting undercard has fans buzzing with anticipation. Many are hopeful that this event could help PBC regain its position as a powerhouse in boxing promotions. The event will be broadcast by Amazon Prime Video. PPV fans have been expecting and hoping for a fight between David Benavidez and David Morrel for a long time now. Benavidez posted on his Instagram an image of the fight poster while noting it's official February 1st at the T-Mobile Arena. Both undefeated former super middleweight contenders have been on a tier and have the chance to challenge. The undisputed light heavyweight champion, or BBV in the future, Morrel hasn't adjusted to being a professional fighter all the way. He's a good professional fighter. He's a skillful. A win here will bolster their chances of a title fight in the light heavyweight division. Ironically, not long ago, but both Benavidez and Morrel were the top two contenders in the super middleweight division and were in line to challenge Canelo Alvarez's undisputed title. But after being denied a shot by the Mexican superstars multiple times, both of them made the jump and are now ready to try their luck in a new division. The 29-0 boxer won the interim World Boxing Council Championship back in June and looks like he is tired of waiting for a title shot if he wins here. He will be well positioned to take on the victor of BBV and Dimitri Bivol's scheduled rematch later this year. The Canelo fire is the one fire Benita hasn't experienced, but you know, everything that can happen in boxing, being knocked down and then getting back up, finishing folks, completing guys with this PPV event, which also includes a few high-profile matchups. On the undercard, late fans are clearly excited about the fight and have even predicted the PBC's return. One fan wrote, "Great fight, way to take on the hard fight that no one else wanted," expressing his excitement about the fight. Since making his boxing debut in 2019, Morrel has been a rising star. However, several boxers, including Canelo Alvarez, were hesitant to take him on, which is why Cuban boxers like Benavidez made the jump to 175, and it appears that he is getting the fights he has always wanted. Now that he has done all of that, Morrel, this is going to be something new for him. It will look good for the first 3 rounds, but after that, it will get bad for Morrel. That rate is going to get bad. It appears that Corina Silva, Mercedes' wife, couldn't contain her excitement either. "I'm excited for Tiamo to support her husband. The two have been dating since 2019, and Silva has consistently been at the sidelines of Ben's fights, so it appears she won't be missing this one either." Another admirer of Benavidez wrote, "Let's go champion, overcoming all the barriers these critics have set in his way," claiming that this fight will bring the 27-year-old one step closer to a title shot. A victory here will elevate Benavidez's rating, making him the required challenger for the World Boxing Association and World Boxing Council titles. Another user commented, "I thought they said PBC doesn't make good matches or put in good boxing fights. Apologies are needed as a Piafu. He's a Cuban fighter setup artist who likes to look for his shots and sting you and get out of there. But if he hurts you, he'll stay on your ass with that." Another fan was impressed with the event's undercard, writing "Fight Card of the Year." According to reports, the event's undercard features World Boxing Council featherweight champion Brandon Figueroa defending his title against former champion Stephen Fulton in the co-main event, as well as Isaac Pitbull. When Cruz announced that he would be returning to the ring to fight Angel Fierro in a 10-round bout, it appeared that David Benavidez would be a good choice. He said he would face you, but you mentioned that a deal wasn't finalized yet. Do you think that deal can be finalized in 2025 following the Morrel bout? Cruz would hope to go back in the win column after suffering his 3rd career loss in August when he lost the World Boxing Association belt to Jose Valenzuela via split decision. Additionally, Jesus Ramos Jr. will compete against former unified 154-pound champion Giant Rosario on the undercard. Thus far, the announcement of the main event and the undercard have met the expectations of the fans. If PBC appropriately prices the pay-per-view and adds a few more strong bouts, it could grow into a huge event and, who knows, might even put a small dent in that $900 million debt. The reason that Ben's fight didn't go through, in my opinion, is that he doesn't. I think that reputable trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas explained to Fight Hype exactly what makes the fight so intriguing. It's an interesting fight, but it's also a very dangerous fight for both guys because they're both taking a big risk. That's what makes this fight so special, because many fighters wouldn't do that. They would say, "No, I'm waiting for a bigger fight, not a bigger F."